I have a brand new Gerrit installation. Let's go ahead and create a repository. In keeping with the ant theme, I will call it Leafcutter after the Leafcutter ant. Default branches main. I am the owner. And so let's go ahead and clone it. That seems to have worked. To test to make sure the code review workflow works, let's just do a simple commit. Let's add a README. We'll say Leafcutter is the greatest software known to humanity or robots. And let's go ahead and add it. And let's push like that. Okay, success. Ideally, I'll see the change in the Gerrit UI. Yeah, here it is, add README. And I should be able to thumbs it up. Maybe code review +2. Ready to submit. Cool. And so now this should be merged. Let's see if I can browse the repo. Yeah. Awesome. So that's the first commit. Okay, so I think the thing I want to do is vendor the gRPC Haskell dependency because I've had to make some changes to it. And the way that I'll do that is I'll just clone the repository into here and then submit my changes as a patch or a series of patches on top of that. So let's make, I guess, third party is fine. We'll do git clone of gRPC Haskell.git. Okay, so now gRPC Haskell is here. We're going to just remove the Git directory. We don't need all of the history if we're vendoring this. gRPC Haskell has its own license. I'm not sure how to handle this yet, but because everything's going to be mixed up in this kind of mono repo that I'm building, it seems like it might be easiest to make all of my changes AGPL and leave the vendored changes as the license from any vendored code. Before I change it, it has the original license, and then my changes would be the diffs would be licensed under AGPL. I think something like that might work. I'll have to talk to people who know these things. I'm not even sure what license gRPC Haskell is. Seems to be Apache version 2. And okay. So we have this. I'm going to, I think I just need to git add and commit, right? And I'll say add gRPC Haskell as a vendored dependency. And then if I go to Gerrit, oh, no, I haven't pushed it. What I do see here is something that I added, which is I just added the AGPL v3 license. It didn't record that on video. Okay, and it looks like this gRPC Haskell dependency worked, and it's an extra large commit. And I'll have to go through and look at all of this later. It's actually not a ton of files, but I want to go through and make sure everything works. And then the last thing I want to do is send a change with my send a CL or whatever the Gerrit equivalent of a PR is I want to send one with my changes to gRPC Haskell, which I'm just going to do by, I guess, removing the current gRPC Haskell directory and and moving the one in the playground folder that I've been hacking on. But we do want to remove the .git directory. And I'm going to send this off, but there is a little bit of work that needs to be done tidying up, because the gRPC Haskell folder right now defines its own Bazel workspace. And all of the Bazel stuff is relative to the directory that's now called Leafcutter /third party /gRPC Haskell. So I need to move the workspace, change some build rules, and I'm just not going to do that now. I'm going to commit it, send out a CL or pull request, and before it gets merged, I'll look at it again and figure out what actually needs to be changed. And Gerrit will give me a relatively nice way to go through and give myself notes and do that. I'll re-add it in just case I added new files. Yeah, I think I added some files and whatnot. And we'll just say git commit am. And right now, I'm just giving headlines to these commits. I'll flesh out the commit messages later. So really, the updates are about enabling Bazel. Configure commit Bazel configuration for gRPC Haskell. And I'll push that. And just sanity check that the CL or whatever looks good, the change. Seems reasonable. What is rename? Okay. Yep. This seems totally reasonable. And I will look at that and look at all of these changes at another time, possibly tomorrow, and review them. And is there anything else I want to do? No, I don't think so. Not right now. Once all of this stuff gets in, I will need to commit and build some kind of CI system so that Bazel tries to build things every time I create a patch, essentially, so that I won't waste my time like reviewing a patch that's broken or find myself in a place where I've accidentally committed broken code. But I need to figure out what that will look like. As I said last week, that might involve Tecton, or I might do something else. I might hack together a self-hosted GitLab CI actions thing if they have a self-hosted version. There's a few things that I'm considering trying, but at any rate, whatever that is, will plug into Gerrit so that the result of the CI run can vote up or down on the change.